You've seen the durability test and how this phone can withstand incredible forces of strength. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you the best way to protect your Galaxy Note 10 or Note 10 Plus. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. So I just barely pulled my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus out of the box and it just looks amazing. And I really want to make sure that I keep this phone protected and safe and in pristine condition in case I ever want to resell it, or just so that I don't have to repair it and pay for those extra costs. So in today's video, I'm going to show you what I typically do with my phones to keep them protected and lasting very long. So far, I've only had one Galaxy Note phone that I broke, which was the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Ever since then, I've never had any problems, knock on wood, and I even let my kids touch my phone and play some games every once in a while. So in today's video, we're going to install the Whitestone dome glass, which is a glass screen protector. It still allows for the ultrasonic fingerprint to work. It looks great and everything. So I'm going to show you how to install that and some of my recommended cases. So first, you will notice inside the box that the Galaxy Note 10 already does have a screen protector pre-installed. And if you want to remove it, just make sure the screen protector works with the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. So this is really nice of Samsung to be able to have that pre-installed in case you just can't get a screen protector right now, or you don't want to pay the extra money for one. Here on my wife's Galaxy S10, we have been using this phone for about 6 months, and we are still using the pre-installed screen protector, and it has done a really good job. So you can see that there is no like pilling or anything up in the corners that you may see on one that you buy from the store. But if you look close, you will see that it has a lot of little dings and scratches on it, which is great because it's not scratching the actual screen of the phone. So I could peel that off and put one of these dome glass screen protectors on, which I probably will do very soon. But it has held up really well. You just have kind of that terrible scratch on the front. So if you don't like that, the Whitestone dome glass is something great that you can use. So on my Note 10 Plus, that is on pretty good, but once you get it peeled, it just kind of pulls off just like that. So I want to keep this screen as clean as possible while we do this install. So we're just going to set it over here. So you can get this for the Note 10 Plus, Note 10 Plus 5G, as well as the regular Note 10, and I'll leave a link to these in the description below. Thank you, Whitestone, for sending out this product for me to test out today. So inside the box, you have everything that you need to get this installed. So here, this big box, this is the UV light, which will cure the adhesive to the screen. It also comes with a power cord. Now, I highly recommend reading through the instructions a few times before you do this, maybe rewatch the video or even watch a few other videos just to see some of the tips on how people did do a really good install. I've had many people that tried this out. You know, this does cost a little bit more. It's definitely worth it, but if you mess up the install, it's kind of annoying and then it just doesn't look as good. The great thing that I really do like about Whitestone is if you purchase this, you have a warranty, so if something happens to it, if it breaks, you can actually contact Whitestone Dome Glass and they will replace it for just 10 bucks. So you're not repaying that full price every single time. On my Note 9, I'll show you how it's held up after a year after I install this, but it's actually done really good. And if I wanted to replace it, I could, but it's held up so good I haven't needed to. Now the install on the Note 10 is a tiny bit different, so if you've done this before, pay attention as a few things have been changed. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay out all the pieces just to make the install go much better. You will use everything that is here, so it just helps to have them all laid out so that everything is easily accessible. So here for the tray, there are two different pieces. You pull this off and just keep it oriented the same way so that it's easy to put right back on. And then in here you have a speaker grill cover, and then inside here you have the dome glass. So we'll get to that in just a minute. So the very first step is to clean off your phone. So over here we have some alcohol wipes. So just grab these and you can wipe off the phone. And then here you have some cleaning cloth that works really well. So once it's all nice and clean, we're going to place it into the tray and make sure that you have this oriented correctly. I like to have it this way where this little notch is on the left. So I'm going to flip this around again. And then we're going to place it so the camera is at the top. And then we're going to take one of these stickers and apply it to the very top as it covers the speaker grill that is right there. You can barely see it And then this you just align with the tray and place it over the very top of the phone. Just like that. Press it down. And then once I have everything in there, I'm then going to grab these little stickers right here. So these are dust absorbers, so they help pull off any extra dust that are on the screen. So I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to lightly tap any dust particles that I see. So just press it down and pick it back up. Look from many different angles to find all of the different dust particles that may be on the screen. Try not to grab the tray as it sticks to it. Remember to take your time and you'll only have to do it once. You're doing great so far. Now also make sure that you have a table that is level. So this little part rotates right here. So I'll press down here to move the adhesive over. So just kind of touch that so you know how it feels before you proceed with doing the adhesive and everything. So now that I'm ready to install the screen protector, I'm going to place the top tray on here. And then I'm going to take these absorption pads and place them here on the side. So there's two little notches. They just fit in just like that. And there is one for each side. Now that we have the absorption pads in, make sure you grab the drop pin right here. So it's this little tiny object. And then we're going to slide it in between the two trays where they meet. So it just slides right in there. And this is where the glass is going to rest so that when you pull it, it can drop on the screen. Next, we're going to place the adhesive right on the Note 10 screen. So I'm going to grab this little thing, place it right in there. And then I'm going to place the adhesive in there. So unscrew the blue cap first. And then I'm going to place it in here. And then unscrew the black cap. And when you do this, then it releases the adhesive and then let it sit for about 30 seconds to remove all the adhesive from the container onto the screen. And you can see right now that my table's a little uneven, so I'm going to make sure that I keep going before that moves too far. So the next step is I'm going to take this off. And then I'm going to grab my screen protector. And then here you can see on the bottom side, that's where the screen protector is. So I'm going to pull that off, save this. You might need it if it messes up. I'm actually going to grab this and tilt it back. You see that? Oh, that was a ninja move right there. Okay, so I'm going to just make sure it stays in the middle. And then I'm going to take the glass. There's little dots on it. If you see those dots at the very top, those are not a problem. That's actually part of the screen protector. So make sure that you grab the part that doesn't have the cutout. So here's the cutout. The non-cutout part goes on the bottom, so it just rests down on the bottom. And then you're going to drop it right there, and this little pin will catch it. So once you do that, you're going to come over here and take this new piece. Now it has two sides. One side you can feel a little bump. The other side is flat. So right above where that little circle is, we're going to press this on. And that's going to help us pick this up later. This will help weigh the screen protector down so it's able to disperse the adhesive all the way throughout the screen. So then down here at the bottom, you have these little two pieces where it slides right into. So we're going to slide it right into there. And we're going to rest it on the screen. So again, that will help it stay in the proper place. So the next step is we're going to tip this side like I showed you before. And then as soon as the adhesive hits this little circle right here, we're going to pull the pin so that the adhesive can spread. All right, you guys ready? So I'm going to tilt this down a little bit. Watch the adhesive. Watch, there it goes. So it touched the screen. I'm going to keep going down. And then right there, I'm going to untilt it and pull the pin. And we're going to watch this spread. And it says to do this for 100 seconds so that it can spread throughout all the edges of the screen. And just be patient. You can see that it spreads throughout the entire screen and it's going further and further around the edges. And now I'm actually going to pick this up very carefully. And here we can see there was one place that it hasn't got to yet, so we're just going to wait for that to finish. Okay, I don't know if you saw that on the camera, but it now just finished this very edge and everything else looks really good. Now, if it messes up at all, this is the point in which you need to stop, take the screen protector off, wash it off, and then you'll put it back on here, peel it off. There's a whole process. I've actually made a video about that all for the Galaxy S9 Plus that I had. But if it looks great, we're gonna go ahead and pull out the UV light, and then we're gonna put it on the bottom for 30 seconds, and then the top for 30 seconds. Okay, so now that that's finished, we're going to remove the top tray, pull off the speaker grill cover, and then here you can kind of prop it out with those two little dips and pull it up. So let's take a look at how this looks. Everything looks really good. I kind of wish that I put the speaker grill up a tiny bit. I can see that it kind of got under there, but I don't think it should be a problem. So now that we've done that, we're going to take another alcohol swab and then we're going to clean around the edges. Some of them, the glue got a little bit too much right there. So we're just going to lightly wipe around the edge of the screen and clean off any part that you can see the adhesive on. Okay, once that looks good, we're then going to cure it again, and this time we're going to do 60 seconds on the top and the bottom 2 times. Okay, now that it is cured, we can go ahead and pick it up. The screen protector will not move at all, and if you wanted to, you could go through and clean it one more time if you do see anything. So I'm just going to wipe it off right here, make sure there's no any excess glue, as that would cause it to smudge. So that fits on there really, really nice. I just love how that looks. You can barely tell there is even a screen protector on there with this Whitestone dome glass, and that's why I've really loved using it for so many years. All right, now once it's installed, we can go ahead and turn our phone back on, and let me show you a few settings you need to adjust when you have a screen protector like this installed. So even without adjusting anything on the settings, the touch is actually really good with the dome glass screen protector installed. But if we go into the settings here, so swipe down, touch the gear icon, and then we go under the display, down here at the bottom, you'll see that you have this touch sensitivity. So when you use a screen protector, I definitely recommend turning that on just so that you have a little bit better touch sensitivity instead of having to press too hard to activate something. So now that that's on, still works really good. So just make sure that you do that once you install the Whitestone dome glass. Now the next thing I want to test is the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that is in the screen. So it said that this will work with the Whitestone dome glass, so let's go and test that out. So if we go into the settings and then we go down to biometrics and security, and then here we can add a fingerprint. So here we will need to set up a pin or a pattern first, so let's go ahead with pin. All right, pin has been set, and now we need to place our fingerprint right here. So it says press a little harder. So I do have to push a tiny bit harder than I normally would, or normally think you would, to get it to move. So make sure you just move it around, different locations. And then here we need to get a full scan. Okay, and now our fingerprint has been added. So let's go ahead and lock the screen. So just like that, works no problem. What do you think of that live wallpaper? Pretty awesome, huh? So yeah, no issues with the Whitestone dome glass and the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. I think it's actually very fast. So I'm going to be playing with this a lot more, but so far it works really good. Even compared to the Galaxy S10 Plus that I tried this on, this is much more responsive. So there are all kinds of other screen protectors that you can get for the phone, but I definitely recommend this, and let me tell you why. So here is my Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Now I installed this 1 year ago on the Note 9. Now within the first couple of weeks of using it, I was at the gym, I put my phone in the wrong place, and I hit it and it cracked a little bit down here. So you can see I do have some cracks, and around the edges a little bit you can see some of that as well. But this is after 1 full year, and there you can see one more. But when I am looking at my display, I barely can even see that. My finger's not being cut by dragging over the screen. It has held up really well. I've actually had no real reason to replace this, but if I wanted to, $10, I could get it replaced, and it's a really high quality screen protector compared to maybe forking out 20 or however many dollars for so many plastic screen protectors that just aren't going to work very well. So I definitely recommend trying out the Whitestone dome glass if you haven't before. Now the install is a little bit daunting, but like I said, just be very careful, read the instructions, and watch this a few times so you can see exactly how it is done. Now let's move on to the cases. So I really like this spec case for my Note 9. I need to get one for the Note 10 Plus, but I like the grip that it has, and it's been very protective. Now I was using the Samsung rugged case for a very long time, and it held up great even after dropping the phone many times. So let's go ahead and try out some screen protectors with the dome glass and see how they fit. So here we have the rugged screen protector, drop protection, and it does have a kickstand. That's one thing I've really missed on the spec case. So this comes in a few different colors. So it just snaps in like that. This looks really good. Keeps the phone very slim but protected. So I was wondering how much of the Aura Glow would actually come through if you put a case on it. So right there you can see it has this tiny little accent. You're not going to get any fingerprints there, so that's really nice, but that actually looks really cool just having that little accent, but you don't see it on any other part of the phone. Down here on the bottom you can see a little bit of the color, but that's not the glass color. So this case is something I am going to definitely use for the most part. Here on the side, it is a little bit more rubber. And looking at this, the dome glass stays a little bit away. So you might have a millimeter there of distance between the screen protector and the case. So there's going to be no pressing against it and causing any bubbling up around the outside. So this case is definitely something that would work with the dome glass, and it's just a solid case overall. I've really enjoyed these rugged cases from Samsung. So now on the rugged case from Samsung, you do have 2 kickstands. So here, this one lets it drop down a little bit more, so it's not propped up as much. And then here you have the other one where it's propped up a little bit more. So I really like having these kickstands, and they're very durable. So they easily pop off just like that. My kid takes them off all the time, and then I can easily pop them right back on. And they're pretty solid. You can see how nice they snap. And then if I wanted to prop it up like that, I could as well. Now next, let's try out the S-View flip cover. So if you don't want to actually add a screen protector to your phone, this is another way which you can do it. So there's kind of a built-in screen protector here, but with the dome glass, it just adds that double protection. On my Note 8, I only used a flip cover, and it worked awesome until one day I was holding it open like this, set it down, and my kid came and scrubbed it on the floor, and it had marks all over it. So while this is nice to have that protection, it's not the end all to protecting your device. And this is actually a new material that they haven't done before on the flip cover. You usually see this on like the wallet cover, but it's a nice little grippy there. And then here you have this plastic that's going to show you some information here on the side. So if I press the power button, you can see the time and you can see notifications right there. And then you can actually swipe and see some more info. And I'll get more into this case after I play with it a bit. So that actually fits really good. And I do like the new design on these cases. Before they had a kickstand built in, which made them a little bit bulky. So they no longer do that. But this just makes the phone feel really slim and just really nice and easy to use. And over here, you can see that little button for the power and the volume buttons. So the case doesn't bunch up against the screen protector at all. You still have that same amount of clearance. I can put my fingernail in there, no problem, and it still looks really good. Now, if you're looking for some cases that show off the color, here are a few cases that I got from Taurus already. So I can pop this on, covers up the front there, but then you can still see the aura glow through that. So that looks really good. Not as much protection as the Samsung rugged case, as it's a very thin plastic cover, but that still is very impressive. And then here we have a clear. Just make sure you clean your phone before you put them in a case, okay? And then here we have a blue accent. So this right here is definitely my preferred setup to protecting my phone, with the Whitestone dome glass on top and then the Samsung rugged case here, or there are a lot of other rugged cases as well. I've been using my notes like this for a long time and they have all held up really well over the years. Now I do want to give a thank you to Whitestone dome glass. They did send out the glass for me to try out. There was no payment received or anything. I just really enjoy their product, so they sent it to me to show you guys how it works. Also, when I ordered my Note 10 on Samsung's website, they had some really cool deals, so I pretty much got these cases for free. So that's also something you could check into. So if you guys have any further questions about the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus and the screen protector or these cases, please let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to see more videos all about the Samsung Galaxy Note 10, I'll be placing them right over here on the side of the screen once they're ready. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.